It seems fine. I picked this up yesterday at Hobby Center. There was a flea market that they had at the store in their parking lot, and it was really fun. There was a bunch of independent sellers that were selling, you know, just extra stuff from their model collection, and it was primarily like military stuff, a lot of cars, a lot of tanks, so not necessarily like the kind of thing that I'm really into, but nevertheless, there was still a few things that was of interest to people like us, so we can get into that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the stuff that I got at the flea market yesterday. And to start, let's talk about something that's not hobby related at all. I picked up 2 comics. There was a store there that just had some comics on the side. Look at this. Scooby-Doo and Batman Mysteries, part 1 of 12. Do you think that would hold your interest? 12 comics about Scooby-Doo and Batman? I feel like one might be enough. And how about we take a look at this another time? Maybe we can even make that like a channel point redemption thing, is if we look at this. But yeah, this could be fun. And I also picked up this. Again, this was at the hobby flea market, and someone, amidst all their model kits and stuff, they were also selling some comics. This is an oversized comic, which I thought looked really nice. Wonder Woman Historia. Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons. And it kind of appealed to me. The cover looked awesome. The art here looks really great. And I like the fact that it was oversized, like it's really big. And yeah, I flipped through it, and some of the art looks really nice. Like, look at that. Really cool. I haven't actually bought comics in a while. The last comics I bought were actually Moon Knight. So this might be fun to get into. Like I said, I love comic books, but I haven't really bought many with any degree of regularity, so this could be fun to get into. And again, maybe we could kind of take a closer look at this another time. Yeah, really cool cover. I don't know if that's Diana. I don't know. Corin, I only mentioned that because glass file looks a lot different than the ones I see most people use for gunpla. Yeah, I mean, this was at the hobby store, so I'm assuming that some people use it for the hobby, but I don't know. It should be decent. It should be fine. Maybe not like super amazing, but whatever. Whatever, man. Okay, so let's get into this. Like I said, a lot of sellers selling a lot of military stuff, and not much gunpla, but I picked up stuff that might be of some interest. So let's get on to the thing that would probably be the most related to the folks that are here that are into gunpla. I picked up this Haro Shooting Orange. And this was only $5. So for Canadian, that's pretty good. It says 20 there, and I was actually prepared to pay 20 bucks for this. But the guy was just like $5, and I was like, okay. Hoplite. So this is from Gundam, for those that don't know, and it's a really easy to build kit. It says easy assembly, no tools, no glue required. It's an orange Haro. You can see that he's basically just a ball here. I believe Knotslide has this model kit as well, or something like it. And he can become just a ball, or you can see there's some interior details. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Haro Shooting Orange. There's just one bag. Yeah, it should be just like an entry grade. This came out in 2018, so it could be, judging by the sprue, yeah, the contact point between the part and the runner is very small, so the parts could just pop out really easily. But yeah, that's all there is to it. Just this one bag, couple of runners, pretty straightforward instructions. And I'm thinking we're gonna paint this, so we don't have to go by orange. We can kind of paint it something else. I don't know what. Maybe we'll paint them like a Pokeball. I don't know. We'll paint them like something. Maybe I saw, yeah, Knotslide did some really cool weathering on his Haro, so maybe we can do something like that. That'll be fun. This is like a fun thing to mess around with for sure. And again, $5? $5 all day. Next model, World War Tunes. British infantry tank A-12 Matilda. So this is from a Chinese company called Meng, and I believe this is from a game called World War Tunes, but the models have this almost SD super deformed look to it, like something out of Metal Slug, and it looks pretty fun. Like I've seen these before, and I was pretty hyped to see one on sale, and this was again $10. So a lot of people had model kits. Oh, this was 15. Okay, this was 15. A lot of people had model kits, and they were tanks and ships and airplanes and stuff and cars. But this seemed really fun. Take a look here. This is right up my alley. It's a tank, so I could again do a lot of weathering. Oh, bacon, yeah. For the Haro, yeah, for weathering on that one. Bullet holes, and we could do something like that for this too. So it might be a good experience for testing out both of those things. The British infantry tanks were used to support infantrymen in operations. They were heavily armored, but with limited maneuverability. The Matilda II was the main infantry tank used by the British at the start of World War II. The German 88mm anti-aircraft gun was the only weapon that could penetrate its armor. This tank also saw service with the Soviet Army. So pretty interesting. Let's just take a quick look. Take a quick look-see. Oh. Looks like the previous buyer has his receipt there. That's so funny. So this model kit, the person that I bought it from the store that was hosting the event. So he bought it at Hobby Center, and then a year later or whatever, he was like, I'm not gonna build this. I'm never gonna build this. He bought it in 2019. He's like, I'm gonna sell it at the same event. Okay, we've got tracks. The hull is like mostly assembled. Look at that. The hull is mostly assembled. Yeah, this looks fun. There's the instruction. And yeah, this is from Meng, which is a Chinese manufacturer. And yeah, it looks fun. It looks like fun to mess around with. Again, I was able to buy a couple of sets yesterday, and all for like a really good price, you know, just to mess around with and to add to the backlog, and you know, experiment with some techniques. And I'll show this next. This is this one right here. Looked pretty interesting. It's called Don't Even Think About It, and it's kind of like this steampunk sci-fi looking lady with a countertop. At the Edge of the Universe, Strange Company's Adventures, Episode 1, The First Meeting. And they've got all the credits here on the front, which is pretty neat. Illustration by V. Petelen, sculptor by A. Gagarin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. There is some different languages here. English. Yeah, pretty straightforward. This is made in Ukraine, by the way, which is kind of interesting. And the company here, they're called Masterbox Limited. And I looked into the other model kits that they made. And in fact, the store that I was buying, or the vendor that I bought this from, he had 2 more kits, and they were all priced the same. They were all just like $10. And Night Trap got the other 2 kits. And the other 2 kits actually have multiple figures within the kit. So that's a pretty good value for those. And I got this one, even though it doesn't come with multiple models, I just like the look of this one more. And there was like this other person going around buying stuff, and when he saw that Night Trap bought the last 2, he was like, oh no. There's a whole lore here. Jacqueline Grifter. Jacqueline is unbelievably beautiful, a master of the art of seduction. I don't feel like reading all this, but there's like a color guide here. Let's take a look. And it's, again, pretty straightforward. This kit is part of a series called Strange Company Space Adventures and is part of a mini-series of 4 kits. Episode 1, The Adventure, begins with people and robots meeting for the first time in a bar on the Almar Peripheral Space Station. Look at the lore, guys. They are almost immediately attacked by government special forces on a secret mission aimed against Jacqueline, one of the visitors to the bar. Having occurred under fire, the visitors of the bar become a team. Just to survive, they managed to escape the spaceport by stealing the combat attack ship used by the special forces. They disappear into the zone known as the Underdeveloped Territories and are now hunted by the most powerful enemy in the whole universe, the Galactic Security Service. Our next kits will tell you more about this strange company's further adventures. So that's a lot of lore, and I actually do recommend for those that are interested to check out this company. Masterbox Limited, their website. They actually have a lot of interesting model kits. There's military stuff, there's fantasy stuff, there's sci-fi stuff, and it's interesting because not all of it are like action stuff. I like stuff like this where it's not a real big action scene, it's just kind of a character at rest, just hanging out. I like that, you know, it's kind of fun. And if you look here, there's this model, and she does come with a bit of the bar, and the other kits have more of the bar and more scenes. And Night Trap has, I think, like these 3 here. There's like 2 kits, and I think he has those, which is pretty neat. And yeah, they're based in Ukraine, and yeah, I feel like I want to buy more kits from them and possibly try and support them. This is it. This is actually just what it comes with, 2 runners. But yeah, the detail on the face is actually pretty decent. Might be hard to see with all the glare and stuff. But the detail on the face and the general details on the model look pretty good. And I wanted to check online and see if there was anyone talking about these miniatures, and Zaku Aurelius actually did a review. On these. Not these kits specifically, this one specifically, but something else from the same manufacturer. So yeah, that's another one. And here's the last one. So yeah, I managed to get a decent amount of model kits just to add on to the backlog and, you know, maybe experiment and try some stuff with. So that's kind of great. And here's the last one. Athenian Hoplite, 5th century BC. And this is just a painting, of course. An illustration of the model. But this is, what scale is it? It's 1 in 16th scale. So this is actually going to be a pretty nice size. The Masterbox model is what scale? Does it say here? It should say. It's 1 in 24th scale. 1 in 24th scale. Bacon really branching out. Yeah, well, I mean, it was a good opportunity to buy some kits that I might not normally buy, and they were at like a reduced price, so that was good, right? And this isn't too far off from what I normally do, right? Like, this is at the end of the day, this is just a miniature figure, slightly bigger than a Warhammer thing, but I'm going to be able to apply a lot of the things that I know from that world to this. And I've painted like female models before in Warhammer, so that'll be good. It'll be good practice for this, and it's bigger, so I'm gonna have a bit more space to work on the face and everything. So yeah, this is 1 in 24th scale, so that's bigger than a Warhammer miniature, but not hugely bigger. And this is even larger, this one here, Athenian Hoplite by Mini Art. So let's take a look. And I actually do want to open this box up because there's something interesting here. And again, this is a situation where if you take, for example, the frost giant that I painted, right? This model is probably going to end up being of a similar height to that. So it's not that different, right? This is actually really, really interesting. I saw this. It comes with a base, and it's plastic, but it has this kind of like plastic, sorry, it has this kind of wood finish to it. And it actually looks really nice. I kind of want to save this for something else, or see if I could buy more, because that actually looks really cool. So yeah, you just put your model on there. It looks really nice. I'm hyped about this freaking base. And I was looking at this illustration, and I thought, oh boy, do they want me to freehand paint this face, or is it like sculpted detail on the shield? And I saw the shield, and there's no sculpting of the detail on the shield. I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna have to freehand that, but thankfully no. There's a water slide for that, so that's pretty sweet. And yeah, like if you look at how big this guy's leg is, it seems to be close to the same size as the frost giant, so we're kind of dealing with very similar scale here. But it should be fun, and I do enjoy history, learning about history. There's the general paint scheme, which I may or may not follow. And again, I was actually looking up this model on YouTube, see if anyone had built it, see any examples of how it was built and finished. And there are a number of people that have bought this model or models from Mini Art. Big project, yeah, big man, big boy. It's Jose. What's up, Jose? How's it going? How's it going? Let's give a little shout out to Mr. Guarantee. I guarantee. Shout out to Jose. Ugh. Carmi's like, ugh. Still reorganizing. Sounds like a big task. You should put up some pictures of the before and after of your reorganizing, because that's something that I'm just kind of working with what I have, but I'd love to see what other people do in terms of like their workspace and area, because I don't know, mine's just like whatevs. Yeah, so I saw some examples of this on YouTube, and a lot of people in the comments say that this manufacturer, Mini Art, the models are detailed, but the actual assembly is a pain in the butt. Like there's a lot of gap filling, a lot of filing down, putty work and stuff like that to get to this to a point where it's nicely assembled. And I was like, that sounds like a pain in the butt, but I think I could deal with it. I think I might be able to deal with it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking forward to working on this. But again, this is... Oh, it's a subscribe from Jose. Thank you for the sub, Jose. I really do appreciate it. Please enjoy your emotes. I actually have 2 more emotes that you may or may not be aware of. I'll let you discover them on your own. But yeah, there it is, Run Bacon. I don't think I'm going to be doing this anytime soon, but looking forward to it. So yeah, that's everything that I picked up at my at the hobby flea market, and it was pretty fun, pretty okay.